Welcome back, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and history lovers. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of United States coinage to explore two of the most valuable Mercury dimes in history. These coins are not just pieces of currency. They are windows into the artistry, history, and craftsmanship of the early 20th century. Known officially as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, the Mercury Dime has captivated collectors for decades, and some rare versions today are commanding astonishing prices at auctions and in private sales. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer interested in rare coins, this video will take you on an in-depth journey into the Mercury Dime's legacy, its most sought-after variations, and tips for collecting these prized coins. So let's get started. First up, the 1937 Mercury 1 dime. Even in circulated condition, this silver coin holds impressive value in today's auction market, thanks to its artistry, its historical past, its collector demand, and its distinctive features that make it a standout among early 20th century US coins. Get ready as we explore why the 1937 Mercury Dime is not just an ordinary old silver coin, but a collectible treasure that continues to rise in value year after year. The story begins with the history and background of the Mercury Dime series. Officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, these coins were minted from 1916 to 1945. Designed by the acclaimed sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, the coin features a young liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. Because liberty looks somewhat similar to the Roman god Mercury, collectors and the general public began calling it the Mercury Dime, and the name has continued ever since. The reverse of the coin displays a fasces representing authority and unity combined with an olive branch, symbolizing peace. This artwork arrived at a time when the United States was transitioning through World War I, the Great Depression, and eventually approaching World War II, meaning these coins circulated during key chapters of American economic and cultural history. The 1937 dime belongs to the later years of the series, minted at the Denver Mint, and it came out at a time when the nation was still trying to recover from the Great Depression, which adds even more historical significance. When we look at the unique features of the 1937 Mercury Dime, the details truly shine. The obverse includes the iconic portrait of Liberty facing left, with the winged Phrygian cap standing out sharply on well-struck examples. The word Liberty surrounds the upper rim, with the phrase, "In God We Trust," clearly positioned near the bottom left, and the date 1937 placed neatly at the lower center. On the reverse, the fasces is perfectly centered, wrapped in an olive branch with rich texture on both the leaves and the wooden bundle. Around the rim sits the inscription, United States of America, and 1 dime, with the motto, E pluribus unum, in small lettering beside the fasces. The mint mark, D for Denver, appears to the right of the fasces near the bottom. Collectors deeply appreciate the Mercury Dime series for its high-relief details, fine line engraving, and smooth yet elegant layout, all of which give this coin a timeless artistic appeal. Now let's talk about rarity and condition, which heavily influence collector demand. The 1937 Mercury Dime had a mintage of over 7 million coins, which means it is not the rarest date in the series, but its value increases significantly depending on the amount of wear. Circulated coins are graded anywhere from good to extremely fine, and because many of these pieces were used daily during the 1930s and 1940s, most surviving examples show noticeable wear. High grades are scarcer, and coins with sharp details on the wings and fasces are especially desirable. Even in circulated condition, collectors actively look for coins with clean surfaces, even wear, and no major damage. The Denver Mint is also known for producing some strike variations, and certain examples have unusually sharp details that make them stand out. While the 1937 is not considered a key date, its age, silver content, design popularity, and increasing number of collectors entering the market combine to give it strong long-term demand, especially in certified condition. Current market value in dollars. The 1937 Mercury Dime contains 90% silver, which already gives it a base melt value, but its real worth comes from collector interest. In circulated condition, depending on the exact grade, most pieces today can sell anywhere from $367,000. However, exceptional circulated examples with stronger details or coins with original patina can fetch $650,000 or more. In auction markets, especially when collectors bid competitively for eye-catching examples, prices can climb significantly higher. Premium high-grade circulated pieces and lightly circulated AU examples have been known to reach well beyond the $1 million range. And if the coin is professionally graded and retains strong detail, or full split bands on the reverse, a rare characteristic, the value jumps dramatically. The growing demand for early US silver coins continues to push prices upward, making the 1937 not only a collectible piece of history but also a smart long-term investment for many numismatists. For collectors looking to buy or sell this coin, there are several tips worth keeping in mind. Always start by examining the wings on Liberty's cap and the bands on the fasces. because these areas show where first and greatly affect value. Holding the coin under proper lighting helps reveal remaining detail, luster, and possible damage. When possible, consider purchasing certified coins, especially if you are investing in higher grade examples, since professional grading provides authentication and market confidence. Store your Mercury Dimes in protective holders to prevent tarnish or scratches, because even slight damage can affect pricing. It is also wise to follow auction results and monitor silver prices, as these two factors regularly influence the market value of circulated Mercury Dimes. And for new collectors, studying the series as a whole helps you learn how to identify strong strikes, natural toning, and coins that have been cleaned or altered. The 1937 Mercury Dime in circulated condition proves itself as a fascinating combination of American artistry, historical relevance, and collectible charm. Even though millions were minted, time, circulation, and increasing collector demand have made surviving quality examples valuable and exciting additions to any collection. Whether you are searching through old coin rolls, building a Mercury Dime date set, or investing in early U.S. silver coins, the 1937 stands as a classic piece that represents both the craftsmanship and the rich history of the United States Mint. Its value in today's auction market continues to grow, and its legacy only becomes more appreciated with each passing year. If you ever come across a 1937 Mercury Dime, especially in well-preserved circulated condition, you may be holding far more than just 10 cents. You may be holding a slice of American numismatic treasure. Next up, the United States Mercury Dime, specifically the 1944 issue minted in San Francisco, bearing the S Mint mark, and currently in circulated condition. This particular coin represents not only a tangible connection to a defining era in American history but also a piece of artistry and craftsmanship that continues to capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. The Mercury Dime, or Winged Liberty Head Dime as it is formally known, is much more than a mere small silver coin. It is a symbol of cultural, economic, and historical significance, reflecting the aesthetics, values, and economic realities of the early 20th century United States. The story of the Mercury Dime begins in the early 1910s. During this period, the United States was undergoing significant cultural and industrial transformation, and there was a push to modernize and beautify American coinage. The Mercury Dime was designed by the renowned sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, who was tasked with creating a coin that would embody the ideals of liberty, progress, and national pride while also serving as practical currency. Released in 1916, the coin quickly became known for its elegant design, which features a depiction of liberty wearing a winged cap on the obverse. Many mistakenly call this figure Mercury, the Roman messenger god, due to the winged cap, but it is indeed liberty in a symbolic representation of freedom of thought. The reverse of the coin is equally compelling, featuring a fasces, a bundle of rods symbolizing strength, and unity clasped by an olive branch, representing peace. This combination of imagery is profound, reflecting both the readiness to defend democratic ideals and the hope for peaceful prosperity. The 1944 Mercury Dime carries additional historical weight because it was minted during World War II. By this time, the United States was deeply involved in global conflict, and the war effort had substantial impacts on domestic production, including coinage. The San Francisco Mint, indicated by the S Mint mark on the coin, played a critical role in supplying coins during this era. Coins produced in San Francisco were often distinguished by meticulous craftsmanship, and the Mint's output during wartime was highly significant due to the economic constraints and material rationing imposed by the federal government. The 1944 S Mercury Dime in circulated condition has therefore witnessed not only the daily transactions of Americans during this turbulent period but also represents the broader historical context of wartime America, bridging the gap between economic necessity and artistic expression. Focusing on the unique features of the 1944 S Mercury Dime, one can appreciate the craftsmanship and subtle design elements that have made this coin a collector's favorite. The obverse of the coin shows a portrait of Miss Liberty facing left, the tight curls of her hair caught in a Phrygian cap, pileus, which is winged. The coin is known as the Mercury Dime because of the resemblance of this portrait with depictions of Mercury, the Roman god of commerce and communications. Around above in large letters, the word liberty is partly obscured by the top of the cap. On 2 lines below left, the national motto "I in God we trust." The designer's monogram W for Weinman is in the field below right, between the Y of liberty and last digit of the date. Below right, under the neck truncation of the portrait, the date, 1944. The reverse of the coin depicts at its center a bundle of fasces wrapped around an axe and bound both horizontally and diagonally by a leather strap, with the loose ends at the bottom. This object was carried by the lictors, who accompanied a Roman magistrate, and was a symbol of his power. Styx for his authority to inflict corporal punishment, and the axe for his authority to issue a death sentence. Incidentally, the word fasces is the root of the word fascism, an ideology which took it as a symbol of the state's power to establish law and order. On this coin, the symbol represents war and justice. It is contrasted with a large olive branch as a symbol of peace. The lettering is in Roman style, around above, United States of America, separated from this by two 5-pointed stars, and divided by the bottom part of the fasces, the value and denomination 1 dime. In the right field, on 2 lines, the motto E pluribus unum. Coins struck by other mints have a mint mark in the form of a small letter below the base of the olive branch, after the letter E of 1. Mint marks this year S for the San Francisco Mint. The edges of the coin are reeded, a feature that serves both an aesthetic and practical purpose, helping prevent counterfeiting and coin shaving. Another notable characteristic is the composition of the coin, 90% silver and 10% copper. This not only gives the coin intrinsic value but also adds to its appeal among collectors who are drawn to silver coins for their metal content as well as their historical significance. When it comes to rarity and collector demand, the 1944's Mercury Dime occupies a unique position. While it is not the rarest of Mercury Dimes, its value is significantly influenced by its condition, historical context, and the mint mark. Coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly sought after, but even circulated examples like the 1944's can fetch impressive prices, particularly when their wear patterns retain key details of Liberty's profile and the reverse design. Collectors prize these coins not just for their monetary value but also for the connection they provide to a moment in history, a tangible artifact of a world in the midst of conflict and transformation. Factors that impact rarity and value include the overall mintage numbers, the survival rate of coins in varying conditions, and market demand driven by both numismatic collectors and investors interested in silver content. In 1944, the San Francisco Mint produced millions of these dimes, but over time, many have been lost, melted, or otherwise removed from circulation, making well-preserved examples increasingly desirable. The current market value, a 1944's Mercury Dime in circulated condition, can vary widely in price, depending on the degree of wear and the coin's visual appeal. Coins showing moderate circulation, with most design details still clearly visible, can often command prices ranging from $241,000, reflecting both collector interest and the inherent silver content. However, coins in finer circulated grades, where minor wear does not obscure the intricate details of Liberty's face, the wings, and the fasces, can reach $572,000 or more. Those that approach almost uncirculated conditions, despite being technically circulated, may fetch significantly higher amounts, particularly if they exhibit strong strike quality and minimal surface damage. The value of these coins also fluctuates with the price of silver on global markets. Mercury Dimes often see increased interest, combining numismatic and intrinsic metal value into a single collectible piece. For collectors interested in acquiring or preserving a 1944's Mercury Dime, several tips are essential. First, proper handling is crucial. Always hold coins by their edges and avoid touching the surfaces to prevent oils and dirt from your fingers from degrading the coin's appearance. Second, storage conditions matter. Coins should be kept in a cool, dry environment, ideally in protective holders that prevent scratching and environmental damage. Third, knowledge is key. Understanding the coin's grade, wear patterns, and the significance of the mint mark can dramatically impact purchasing decisions and long-term value. Collectors should also stay informed about market trends, auctions, and dealer offerings to make educated acquisitions. Networking with reputable numismatic dealers and joining coin collecting clubs or associations can provide access to valuable resources and insider knowledge, helping collectors identify coins with superior eye appeal and historical authenticity. Additionally, having coins professionally graded by recognized services such as PCGS or NGC can significantly enhance both value and marketability, particularly for coins that are approaching high-grade conditions. The 1944's Mercury Dime in circulated condition represents far more than its modest face value of 10 cents. It is a remarkable artifact, linking modern collectors to a pivotal moment in American history and to the artistry of one of the nation's most celebrated sculptors. Its intricate design, historical context, and intrinsic silver content combine to create a collectible that is appreciated not only for its aesthetic and financial value but also for the story it tells about American society during the 1940s. Whether viewed as a historical document, an investment in precious metals, or a centerpiece for a collection of Mercury Dimes, this coin embodies the enduring appeal of numismatics. Every scratch, patina, and mark tells a story of decades spent circulating, surviving, and witnessing history, making the 1944's Mercury Dime a truly fascinating coin for any collector or enthusiast. Collecting coins like this one allows individuals to touch history in their hands, bridging the gap between past and present, while preserving a piece of American heritage for future generations. The allure of this coin lies in its ability to combine beauty, history, and value in a compact, tangible form, offering a window into the artistry, economy, and spirit of an America that faced extraordinary challenges while producing objects of lasting cultural significance. This coin, like all Mercury dimes, continues to inspire collectors, investors, and history buffs alike, reminding us that even the smallest denominations can carry immense historical and monetary weight. The 1944's Mercury dime is not merely a piece of silver, it is a symbol of an era, a testament to human artistry and ingenuity, and a treasure whose value transcends its size, encapsulating a legacy of American resilience, creativity, and enduring fascination with the pursuit of liberty and beauty. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the United States Mercury dime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin history and valuation videos. Until next time, keep your coins safe and your eyes sharp.